Hello, viewers. Welcome to Moving the Chain. Today, we will deep dive into the discussion with Mr. Ravi Ranjan, a highly accomplished and result driven senior manager with over 28 years of diverse experience in logistics, supply chain management, warehouse operations, and customer relationship management within the pharmaceutical and healthcare industries. He is associated with Roche Diagnostics India and neighboring markets as a senior manager. Mr. Ravi is the winner of Achievers Club Award 2022 and Annual Award 2021. He has led continuous product supply during the pandemic and obtained Platinum SGS certification for quality management. He has successfully transitioned key warehouses and optimized the distribution network across India. He has done remarkable work in managing imports, warehousing transportation, P&L, supply chain operation for Roche Diagnostics India, including third-party logistics providers and neighboring markets, which is Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bhutan, supporting the business requirements worth over 2,400 crores. Let's welcome Mr. Ravi Ranjan and hear his expert views. Ravi sir, over to you.
Yeah. Thanks, Evan, for this wonderful introduction. I will say I was not expecting this much. At least I don't know whether I will be able to do justice with your expectation or not. But surely it is going to help the audience. That is for sure, because of the experience and the customer relations we have in the field of logistics, warehousing, imports, or the entire supply chain management. As far as I'm concerned, basically by education, I'm a science graduate with chemistry honors, as well as I'm a postgraduate diploma in business management also from VE School, which is Wellington Institute of Management. And I started my career long back in 1996 with a company called Park Davis Warner Lambert. That was basically a US-based organization. And at that point of time, I was taking care of the sales administration of the East region. And then I shifted to Mumbai in January 99. And after that, our Park Davis Wanla member got merged with a company called Pfizer. Again, it was a US multinational in the field of pharmaceuticals. Then I was there till 2014, I will say. And during my tenure with Pfizer, I have worked in separate or several verticals, starting with sales admin, then marketing operations, then product management, then trade marketing, and finally moved to supply chain in the year 2012. And from there, my journey started as a supply chain professional. In Pfizer, I was taking care of, again, the warehousing operations related things for the West region. There also, I played a key role during the merger or acquisitions with different MNCs. Therein, we optimized the warehouse. Basically, if you ask me the count, it was like in one of the zone, it was like almost 24 warehouse. We brought it down to the seven or eight warehouses, and because without affecting the business, that was more important than anything else. And then I joined the current organization, which is Roche Diagnostics, in December 2014. And that's how my journey started as basically logistics professional. And in the beginning, I was taking care of the India operations for pan India operations for logistics, imports, and transportation. And then from June, I think April 2020, I started taking care of the neighboring market operations also. Neighboring market for us includes basically like Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Sri Lanka. In the current role, I am totally responsible for managing the P&L for my entire supply chain functions, making sure that all the customers gets uninterrupted supply. And to start with, basically, I also ensure that all the import part, which is happening in different ports of India, is smooth, seamless, without any hassle, and there is uninterrupted supply. And again and again, the most important part of the logistics or the warehouse team is basically to maintain the customer relationship management. Like it's very critical for us, whether it's like direct customer or through distributor, because we are mainly into B2 business, not into the B2C business. So there we have an intermediary basically, and we have to take care of the entire aspect of the supply chain, which is end to end. And if you see the complexity of the healthcare industry, basically, it's like entirely cold chain, I will say. And we have to take not only of the quality, we have to take care of the sustainability, environment, health, safety, and all the regulatory compliances also. That is very critical in our role. And during my journey with Ross, which I have completed like more than 10 years in this great organization, and organization has grown manifold, I will say. Must be three times in 10 years period. And like organization is doing extremely well. And the best part happened, though it was unfortunate, that COVID brought lot many changes in the industry, in the diagnostics field, when you call it like awareness, or people going to labs and all. So that has changed the entire dynamics of the healthcare logistics, and basically in the in vitro diagnostics, or maybe into the imaging also, though I am associated with the in vitro diagnostics. That's why I will focus more on the in vitro diagnostics. What has happened basically before COVID, people are not realizing the importance of getting tested in the labs and all. Maybe people are relying mainly on the maybe local doctors, or maybe some sort of like self-analysis or self-diagnosis. But once COVID came into picture, people now are totally aware okay, what is the importance of the diagnostics basically. Then that helped us. But the main challenge was basically during the COVID time, ensuring that none of our people are getting affected, and at the same time there are a lot many restrictions during the COVID, and we have to ensure the continuity of supply throughout the chain, whether to the like ICMR labs you say, or the different labs you say, the government institutions you say, or to our distributor, or to our key customers, or to our hospitals. Apart from that, we used to have like tremendous pressures from the government bodies also, and the private chain of labs also. And few of the parameters which is related to the COVID, like sales jumped maybe 100 times, 200 times also for few of the parameter. And that the time it was the like testing time for us also, for organization also, for the service provider also, like how to navigate through that. That was the toughest period. Basically, what we did, like, and we used to into like different time zones. One was like Singapore, one was Germany, one was USA, and we have to manage all those time zones also, starting from 6 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock in the night. Then during night type, like shipment used to come, the flight used to land, and you have to manage all the clearances in the shortest possible time. And that was the time we were able to deliver basically up to the satisfaction of the labs or the hospitals or the chain labs. That's how my journey is all about, like with current role, I will say. And we can maybe move to the like next thing.
Ravi sir, I still
Over to you,
remember
Sivan.
those days. Ravi sir, I still remember
Yeah,
those COVID days. Fortunately, I'm quite close to
near
you
with that.
in professional field.
Yeah,
So I had an
yes, yes,
opportunity to work with you very closely, coordinate
yeah,
with you, collaborate with you. And I still remember during
correct.
the COVID days, Roche was the first company which bought this machine, diagnostic machine, and it was getting delivered in
Correct.
Kolkata, the ICMR.
Yes,
And I still
that was a
remember
nightmare.
those dispatches, those deliveries, those pickup and the
Correct.
report. And there was everywhere it was a red carpet for this machine because this was
Yes,
the
yes,
need of an hour. And honestly speaking,
truly, truly.
you and your entire team, they have done a fantastic job. I think this was really a need of an hour that point in time, and you did an excellent job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think with God grace, with the support, I will say basically it was a, like a good response from the authorities also. It's not that we are doing it alone. I will give you some of the examples wherein like government supported us like anything. Two of our engineers flew one single flight from Delhi to Bhubaneswar. Like it was a chartered flight for us.
I remember.
Our machines used to move into like maybe government sponsored Indian Air Force aircraft. So that was
Correct.
the thing at that point of time, basically. If you ask me clearance, we used to get things cleared within like maybe 12 hours. Within 22 hours, it was at the customer place. So those were the days basically when we had challenges, but at the same time, we had supports also from the different quarters.
Exactly. A lot of collaboration took place at point in time, and that is the result of the output.
Yes, yes, very true.
Yeah, coming to the questionnaires, Ravi sir, I would like to understand because you have a huge experience in critical healthcare products like diagnostics and all. With over 20 years in the industry, what do you think are the key challenges in managing supply chains for especially for critical healthcare products like diagnostics?
See, what happens if you see, like, particularly for healthcare products and particularly for in vitro diagnostics, the main challenge is ensuring product integrity, especially for temperature sensitive products. And if you see, like, we have to navigate through the complex regulatory landscape. And given the critical nature of our supply chain, disruptions, whether due to geopolitical issues, maybe sometimes clearance issues, sometimes logistic bottleneck, and it can have like significant patient impact also. Additionally, if you see, we have to balance the cost efficiency, the compliance, the maintaining inventory, the accuracy, mitigating risk, at the same time ensuring business continuity also. But fortunately, in our organization, we focus on the robust demand planning, a strategic partnership with the service provider, and then definitely leveraging technology also, so that products are seamlessly available at the marketplace. That is very important for us. And many a times we have faced, see what happens basically when you are into this industry, you are heavily dependent on your service providers also. Earlier, what used to happen, my personal experience is service provider were just a service provider, I will say. They may be called CNF agent or maybe super distributor, whatever. But now things are changing. You have to partner with them basically. What happens? The person who is at the shop floor and the person who is top of the management in the service provider, you have to be like a very balancing act. People need to understand what is the importance of these products. Many times at the personal level, whenever I go to the shop floor, I meet people, I say, try to understand exactly what we are into, where we are basically, what is our responsibility. Just imagine, in case of any eventuality, for God's sake, it should not happen to anyone, but one of your relative go to labs and it was diagnosed with some maybe some bad disease, I will say. And if there is wrong testing or wrong result, you understand the repercussions that basically it will be disastrous if any wrong interpretation happens. For that, it's very necessary for us basically to maintain the integrity. And if at all, there is any concern, if you see there is some problem, some challenge, some issues, it should be brought to the notice of the organization basically, rather than keeping it inside the carpet or below the carpet. So that actually helps mutually basically to maintain the quality also. At the same time, you can avoid any wrong things basically, and which might result into the wrong results also. Though our machines are hyper technical, I will say, and it will never give the bad result. But yes, at the same time, we have to ensure that everything is in the right shape, right direction, or the right temperature and the right storage. Basically, these are things very important. And when you see problems come basically up to the warehouse level, if you see for a global organization, right from the global to the clearance up to the warehouse, it's more or less it is in the auto mode. You see, there is no disruption. 99.9% it will be perfect. When it comes to the last mile delivery, where that challenge comes basically, how we are ensuring that last mile deliveries are totally under your control. You have the traceability, you have the acknowledgement from the customer, and you ensure that your products are delivered under the desired temperature and it is delivered safely to the customer. So these are the things I will say very critical as part of the healthcare or the pharmaceutical industries.
Correct. I think since you are managing the reagents, which are basically live reagents, where you maintain certain temperature zone so that that reagent is live till its final journey. I think it's very important that we understand the nitty-gritties, and the service provider or whoever is involved into this particular chain are are sensitive enough to understand the implication of any failure. So if there is a failure,
Correct.
not to hide, just come back and say candidly, yes, this is a failure. So transparency is very important for this. At the same time, I think regulatory compliance is also very important. So my next
Very true.
short question is going to be, since you are managing the whole SARC, how do you manage cross-border logistics and ensure regulatory compliances while maintaining efficiency, especially in the markets like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Nepal?
See, Sivan, I think it will be very difficult to answer this question, but let me make it little short. Every country is having their own challenges, own regulatory requirement, own understanding of things, and their own interpretation of the prevailing law also. So overall, if you see managing cross-border logistics in the diverse market, that also a country like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal requires a deep understanding of the local regulatory requirements and a proactive approach to the local compliance. Each of these markets has distinct import policies, document requirements, clearance procedures, and we have to work very closely with the local clearing agents, our regulatory bodies, our the business partners, the custom authorities, third party logistics partner, and you have to streamline the entire process to reduce the lead time. See what happens when you are working in India, you always have a confidence that things are in your control. But when it comes to the like other country, whether it is like SAR country like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Nepal, they have their own challenges. Like, see what is happening basically currently, we are also planning to set up our warehouse or something in other countries also. And that's the like right from selecting the right vendors, going to the right clearance partner, then only it will like have the impact. Otherwise, what will happen? It will go haywire. So it's like very challenging, but at the same time, when you have the right partners, you have the better understanding of the processes, you can do well. During the COVID, basically, we were able to help our neighboring countries also, be it Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, or Bhutan. And they felt like super obliged with this basically. And we got some of the aids also from our affiliates and all. And that's how we build rapport and the relationship. And in between, what we do basically, we do a lot of the like awareness programs also in these countries, sometimes virtual, sometimes in person. We'll have the like quality workshop, the safety workshop, the sustainability workshop. And that's how we ensure that our products are into the right hand, even in case if it is not in India. But that's how we try to manage the complexity of the neighboring markets basically.
So you're talking about continuous learning, continuous updation, be on top of the problems, personal relationships, and then
Very
obviously
important basically.
your, yes, your channel management. I think that's very important
Yeah.
because you are
That's very
managing,
important.
yeah, mostly you're managing a remote location. It's not in India. Not every day you can go and check. If it is in India, you can definitely have a
100%.
flexibility of going there physically. Yes.
See what happens being a global organization, we have some internal requirements also. So you have to like very compliant to the organization. You have to like explain them the our expectation in terms of whether it is quality or sustainability of the safety. We have zero tolerance on that. I think, and as a healthcare organization, you should have the zero tolerance. I will say there should not be a compromise. This is like just a binary, whether it is zero or it is one, either yes or no. It cannot be like in between.
Very
You
true.
have to take a call. Sometimes it's a harsh decision, but it is required actually. When you are like handling patient safety and all, that is very very critical and important.
Yes, you said well. It's zero or one, either or. There is
Yes.
nothing in middle.
There is nothing in between basically.
Correct. So let's talk about some innovations. Can you share some strategies you have used to reduce cost, because cost is always a problem, or a problem to solve for all of us at logistics and supply chain. We want to ensure that our product, our selling cost is lower, always competitive by reducing or optimizing the cost. And so I would like to understand some strategies whereby you have reduced the cost and improved the efficiency, especially during this pandemic time.
See, I will take you a little back. When Government of India implemented GST, one tax, one nation. Basically, that was the time when we started doing this activity. Basically, how we optimize our entire logistics or the warehousing or the entire supply chain in view of the implementation of the GST. And that point of time, there was like even lot many things which happened in favor of the business. There were like no local e-way bill or the road permit or e-sugam, you name it, like different districts were having different requirements as far as the local sales tax is concerned. When GST was implemented, and that was the time basically when we had an opportunity to rationalize the entire requirement. What used to happen earlier, maybe used to have the smaller warehouses in some of the states just to maintain the local compliance. But again, thanks to GST, we were able to do so. What we did is not that overnight it happened. Over the like period, we analyzed how it is going to impact our business. See, in the healthcare, at the same time, you have to maintain the delivery timelines, the cold chain, and all. So you have to be like close to the market also. So what we did a like deep dive into that. Like we mapped each and every customer to the proposed locations. How it is being supplied today. What will happen if we shift from this warehouse to that warehouse tomorrow, or if you shut down or merge the operation from one to another. Then how best we can make changes in the value-added services probably which might be happening in the XYZ place, how we can move it to our warehouse, how to get the necessary permissions, how to get the necessary approvals for that, and 100% to in the compliant manner. Basically, these are some of the initiative which we took like before COVID. During the COVID, again, the challenge was basically whatever were there, the routine parameters that were not able to sell, whatever was not available, that was in demand. That was a huge challenge basically. But after the experience from the wave one, we learned it basically how to manage all these things. And then during second wave, we were like fully prepared with all these things. Basically, what could be the requirements, what could be the understanding, and how best you can manage the cost also at that time. And accordingly, we worked on our inventory level, we worked on our space optimization, we worked on basically choosing the right distributor or to the right customer. And those are some of the initiative which actually helped us. And definitely we took help from our a smart order management system, also a smart like very some of the automation in the order processing module, and all those things also helped basically.
Yes, I still remember before GST, the particular thing which used to call collection of C form. So when you are
Correct.
selling interstate and you are collecting as C form, that was the biggest pain for all the companies, especially in the Northeast area. And Ross and your
Yes.
company is having a good stake in those particular regions. And thanks to government, I think GST has helped all of us to grow, to make it more flexible, to make it more resilient, and we are able to get rid of a lot of bottlenecks, I believe, with the implementation of GST and all these things. And of course, finally COVID has given us a big lesson how to manage this kind of situation.
Yeah, 100%. And what has happened, say, looking into cold chain products, one more thing, what we did basically, how we can optimize on the packaging of cold chain and transportation of cold chain materials. Earlier, maybe you are sending goods to the small distributor, maybe 4 times in a month, 6 times in a month. How you can best consolidate it, maybe not more than 1 or 2 times in a month, and you can use the refer vehicle instead of using the entire cold chain packaging. That is like cost efficient also, and it will ensure the integrity also. So those things has helped us basically.
Yes, great. So moving into the next segment of my questionnaires, I would like to understand what emerging trends or technologies should companies in the pharmaceutical and healthcare logistics sectors be investing in to stay ahead? Because you're already there in this industry for a very long time, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, looking into the current scenario and how the global is changing, and like you will agree with me, India is no more less than the European markets or the American markets for that matter, because we face lot many global audits, and that's the un earlier like impression was that India is just managing things probably, but now things are totally changing. In the new landscape, you see we have the like world of class warehouse, we have the technology in place, we have AI in place, we have the blockchain in place. So basically, as an organization, you have to look into the future as far as the technology is concerned. We can definitely think of like how best we can use the artificial intelligence, machine learning for the predictive analysis, how we can use blockchain for supply chain transparency, how we can have advanced cold chain solutions, mainly to needs of the biological or the personalized medicine, how we can be more sustainable in terms of like adopting green logistics, eco-friendly packaging, carbon footprint, and all. And last but not the least, we should have the like end-to-end digitization. Like we can leverage on the cloud-based solution of the IoT-enabled tracking, and it will definitely enhance the supply chain visibility. These are the few things. Once we start focusing on, basically, future is in our hand, and we are like totally safe. See, it's very important. We have to move along with the time. When things are changing, we have to change ourselves. Otherwise, we will be lagging behind. That is for sure. Like even in the warehouse, you see earlier there used to be like everything manual. Nowadays, like different companies are using different mechanisms. You have the WMS in place. You have have lot many automation happening in the place. You have the conveyor belt in place. You have the like automatic data reading machine is in barcode scanner in place. Earlier, maybe if you see the inventory count used to take maybe like 1 day, 2 days for maybe 10,000, 20,000 square feet. Now it is happening in half an hour time or maybe in 1 hour time. So these are the steps once we start taking into this, and definitely. But once again, you need to have certain volume or the certain threshold before implementing this. If it's a like very small business, I will not suggest to go into all these things, at least from the day one. Maybe there is a like threshold to implement all these things. Then only it will be more productive.
Very interesting and very important guideline. I must say, your last couple of words where you said that not everything is required for each and every company.
No, no, not required, not required. It's not that you have to see that other is doing and I have to do. It all depends. What is your need basically? Once you sit across the table, you sit your team, you decide what are the actionable points and how it is going to help us basically. What is the desired result out of that? Then only you should implement. Otherwise, like sometimes it happens. Like I have experience in many organizations. You implement some technology and it backfires also. So
Yes,
at the same time, you should have the plan B in place because you are in an industry where you cannot afford to lose the customers or to lose on the supply part. Basically, that is very critical or important for all of us.
perfect. I think this is very important when we talk about healthcare industry, because here you are servicing to a particular customer, and that customer is looking for a service through a doctor or a hospital, whereby you are
Correct.
helping the doctor and hospital with something which is very important for his diagnosis and health checkups and everything. Very interesting reflections, Ravi sir. As personally, I know you are always full of plans and full of solutions, full of ideas. I'm sure this particular episode is going to help a lot of our viewers, and we will get a lot of questionnaires. I will come back to you personally whenever I get questionnaires so that I can give them the reflection back. Thank you very much, Ravi sir, for joining this
Welcome.
discussion.
And thanks for this. I love this, rather interacting with you.
Thank you so much, Ravi sir. We'll
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
personally as
Thank you.
well. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Bye.